and back here at Missouri Baptist University in St. Louis County with Nick Christie, and second year here at Missouri Baptist, and San Diego area native, and you probably like unlike Alex, and probably like most people didn't know much about race walking, and got involved in track. And tell me a little bit about how competing in college and how you got introduced to race walking.
Well, I really had no idea what race walking was when I first started college, and I just happened to meet two-time Olympian Tim Seaman there. He was the cross-country coach. So we had a very small team, so he didn't want to risk any of his athletes.
Sure, and tell me the name of the college again.
Cuyamaca College.
Okay.
In San Diego. So he didn't want to risk any of his athletes, so he said, "Oh, I'm not going to let anyone try race walking yet."
Sure.
So through the end of cross-country season and the beginning of track season, the end of track season, I didn't do any race walking at all, and then I just tried it one day at the end of track, and I did a quick little 200, like 40 some seconds, and it was a nice little start. And he said, "Well, you want to make the Olympic trials next year?" And we kind of shifted our focus a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
And obviously you had some quick success in picking up the sport. And tell me, obviously won first national title last year at indoors in the 3K, and then were third outdoors in the 5K. And just tell me about your college experience and some of your successes and highlights.
Well, the college has been great, and I have to say, coming from San Diego and being around Tim Seaman so much when I first started, it gave me a great perspective. I got to train with his wife, Rachel Seaman, and Miranda Melville, and Lauren Forges when I had first started race walking, and that little progression gave me a lot of motivation to keep training. A little different than Alex, who had trained by himself so often.
Sure.
I started in a big group, and I got to feed on all of those Olympic dreams that everybody had in 2012. Right. So I was in a very good training environment, and then I got the opportunity, and after I made the World Cup team in 2012, to meet Coach Tish for Missouri Baptist, and I talked to her a little bit, and I ended up liking what she had to offer, and I came to Missouri Baptist University, and that kind of started the story.
Yeah.
And as far as athletically, I mean, I've had a blast competing with Alex, and it's great to be with somebody around the same age as you and start this new boom in the U.S.
Did you, when you did that first 200, did you think, oh, this is kind of cool, or how long did it take? Was there a specific moment where, like, this is fun and I might be able to be really good at this?
Well, I spent a lot of time trying a bunch of events. I used to do the pole vault, I did the decathlon. I mean, I did anything I could try, so
yeah.
I kind of believe that everybody has a specific event they're meant for, and when an Olympian tells you that you have some potential in something, you kind of listen. So
right.
After that first 200, I really thought this could maybe go somewhere.
Yeah. And tell me what it was like when you made that first World Cup team. Obviously, people train for years and years to make a U.S. team and wear that red, white, and blue. Tell me what that feeling was like after you had qualified and made the team.
In the fall of 2011, when Coach Tim first told me about the World Cup team in Saransk, Russia, I knew that that's what I had to start focusing on, and I put a lot of effort into getting that time standard, and when I finally made it, it really was a dream come true. But I got to experience a few different things when I was there, because it was probably one of the best trip of my life. But I didn't have quite the performance I wanted. I finished very near to the back of the pack, and I was a good amount of time off my PR coming into the race. So it really gave me a lot of perspective on what I need to focus on, and just what is lacking in the general perspective going into these big races. And a few weeks later, like 2 months later, I did the Olympic trials, and I set a new PR. I got third, and I went to the under 23 championships in Mexico, and I had a pretty good race at 5,900 feet. So that first race really was the catalyst for understanding what I need to do, and it kind of set the pace for what I hope to finish doing while I'm at college.
What was that like competing at altitude like that?
You know, I wasn't really sure because I did my first big race was USA Indoors, and that race was it's in Albuquerque, so it has a little bit of
Sure.
altitude. But I did my PR at the race, so
Oh, nice.
I wasn't super worried about altitude. But
Yeah.
I was worried about doing a 20K there with another 50 laps on the track. So
Yeah.
I had a good time, and I
Right.
got to meet a bunch of the top people in the U.S. Like Jordan Hesse was there.
Yeah.
Andy Baer, just a lot of great runners, a lot of great athletes. And
Sure.
it was a lot of fun being around all those people and all the same age. So
Right. And tell me what it was like last year, your first NAI indoor national meet, and setting that meet record and edging Alex by just almost a photo finish, I guess. So,
well, the NAI indoors was a little disappointing, but it was very exciting, and I can get into that a little bit. But Alex and I put a lot of energy into that team, and into that race, and we were very excited when Cody Reish of Cornerstone University started dropping down the time, and it was great because in the U.S., at least from a lot of the races I've seen, it's been the field has had a big disparage of talent.
Sure,
So
right.
there aren't a lot of close races, and you tend to race for time more than racing to race. And I mean, we took it out slow. We finished fast and faster and faster. So it was a race to remember. And that was the only disappointing thing was that Cody ended up getting DQ'd. And I mean,
right.
you never want to win on a DQ.
Sure.
And, he did finish a little faster than us. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll have a good race this year, though.
Right. And there are no doubts. Hopefully this year, right? No win by DQ.
Yeah.
And tell me, what's it like when you tell people what you do, and like what's that? I'm sure a lot of those fans at indoors last year were excited about the drama and the exciting finish, even though they probably hardly knew anything about race walking. Tell me what it's like to what others' reaction.
Well, coming from San Diego, and there is a very large race walking group there. I trained on the Silver Strand in Coronado every day, and everybody, a lot of people had seen it, or they see you training all the time because you're typically at the same location. And when you see anyone do anything a bunch, people tend to think it's something worth doing.
Right.
So when I'm at the YMCA in West County, working out, doing that stuff, I'm there every day. I talk to some people about it, and they may not have heard of race walking, but they see what I'm doing in the gym, and they hear the workouts I'm doing, and just the different effort that's going into
Sure.
the event. So people tend to think, oh man, that's pretty crazy. So
Yeah.
like, if it takes a lot of work, I think people will recognize it and respect it.
Right, and then, when you start spitting out the distances and the paces that you guys are able to do, I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, and tell me, are you running a conference in a couple weeks? Tell me what you guys hope to do at the conference meet in Cross.
Well, I will be running a conference this year. I ran last year, and I don't run very often. I think I've run a little more than Alex because I did cross country in high school and college, and I ran a lot of tracks. So I don't really know the time I'm going to do, so I'll kind of feel it out, slower, faster, fastest. So
are you similar to Alex, that it's less stressful because you can just go and have fun and there's not a chance on every stride that you might be DQ'd?
I'm actually a better runner now than I was in high school and college, and I think that goes a lot in with the race mentality and just that
laser focus,
that
maybe, or
more focus, but less stress on running, and then more of a smarter racing mentality. Like we don't go out as fast as we can the first mile, and we finish as fast as we'll run the last mile. So
right. Well, what do you look forward to in the next couple of years? You plan on competing and doing this and trying to reach the highest levels that you can and see how good you can get?
Definitely. The next few years, I definitely have my sights set on the Olympics, but they're stepping stones to that goal.
Sure.
So this 2014 will be World Cup in Taichung, China. That'll be my first major goal, and then in 2015, I'm really going to want to hammer it because there's World University Games, which is one of the harder teams to make, World Championships, Pan American Cup, Pan American Games. So there's a lot of teams to make. And after my first experience in Russia, I don't want to be one of the U.S. people finishing near the back. I don't want to be that again. And I hope if some of us can, Alex and I, and some of the young collegians can start, bringing down the pace, we can really help the U.S. Like, hey, this is possible. I mean, I did my fastest time in a year.
Yeah.
And Alex did his fastest time after his first year as a senior. So, I mean, there's a lot of potential for any athletes coming up, and I really hope we can, in this whole goal of trying to make these Olympic teams, we can talk to a lot of high schools, we can talk to a lot of kids. We were at the Junior Olympics and we spoke to a lot of people, and really just trying to get more people in the event because it's certainly worth the effort and certainly worth the opportunities that it presents.
Yeah. And that's part of your goal and mission to help to grow and get the publicize this sport and get people to try it, it sounds like.
Yes. The sport, it is very small right now. There's a small community, and that means pretty much everyone knows each other and everybody kind of knows what's going on. But if the U.S. is ever going to be like Russia or China or some of these South American countries where it is so dominant and it is such a big event, the elite athletes really need to step it up, and we need to start talking to kids. We need to start really making it something to aspire to do.
Right. Well, I'm sure amazed what you guys do, and it'll be fun to see how things go on Sunday, and hopefully just propel you guys on to a great 2014, and just good luck and stay healthy, and hopefully we'll see some great things from you in the years to come. Thanks for the time, Nick.
Thank you.
All right.